The Isle of Man Manx Grand Prix course, 37 3/4 miles of the most demanding closed public road conditions imaginable. This is brutal on modern machines, but you can't even understand how hard this must be on these older motorcycles based on bikes that were built in the 1960s.
We've had a slight delay to the start, so the course conditions can improve. Following last night's heavy rainfall, Dean Harrison is already on his way. First bike on the road. Next, John McGuinness. So we're riding with McGuinness coming to the top of St Ninians, the drop down to Bray Hill. Interesting the fact he's on a twin cylinder, opposed to the other patterns which are single cylinders, Cam.
That's right, Dave. Maximum of 500cc, but there's both single and twin cylinders. As we see Dean Harrison there aboard the single cylinder Manx, John McGuinness not far behind him on the twin cylinder pattern.
And John McGuinness already catching Dean Harrison. They started 10 seconds apart. Dean Harrison already through Braddon Bridge, but so too is John McGuinness. So John McGuinness is putting the hammer down on this opening lap.
Oh, look at the damp patches on the edge of the course. That'll be a challenge. There's no siding lap for these riders.
This is on board with Mike Brown as he leaves Glencrutchy Road. Clutch is such a vital part of these.
Yep, you really need to use the clutch to get these bikes off the line because they're relatively low horsepower and very tall gearing.
So this is on board with Mike Brown, top of St Ninians, the drop down to Bray Hill. So, opening lap, Dean Harrison, first bike on the road, first bike to record a time as he goes through Glen Helen.
Dave, look at that corner speed. They're pushing these little machines, those skinny tyres, so hard.
John McGuinness is pushing already because I can tell you now, Cam, he's 2 seconds ahead of Dean Harrison. So McGuinness 2 seconds ahead, only 2 bikes through so far. Here comes Mike Brown, and he goes into third place. Mike Brown just under a second, 0.8 of a second behind Dean Harrison. So Mike Brown, we've already just 3 seconds covering these three as they go through. And they're the first 3 riders through, really.
3 riders that we're used to seeing at the front of a TT field on modern bikes, but this is no parade lap, I assure you. These riders are masters of their craft. No matter that they're riding an older machine, they're still using all their skills and they want to win this race as much as any around this course.
Here we are at Sulby Bridge and McGuinness is still hunting down here, Dean Harrison. So McGuinness is continuing to close on him.
Yeah, as a rider, that's so helpful when you can see that competitor ahead and you can use them almost like the carrot being dangled, and we see here that's what Mike Brown will be doing as he chases James Hillier. And
passes James Hillier as they exit Ballaugh. James Hillier was 6th at Glen Helen, and he's still 6th by the looks of things at the moment. Coming into Sulby, this is Mike Brown on the 500 Norton.
And it's an incredible machine, this one, built by Peter Lodge in New Zealand. Peter has been developing that exact motorcycle for over 30 years.
Wow, and it's going good guns at the moment.
James Hillier aboard the 500 Yamaha, that's a twin cylinder machine.
And Rob Hodson as well. Rob Hodson is just inside the top 10 as things stand. Or he was. Here he comes.
Braking hard. He's going to head up past Ginger Hall.
We are along the Sulby Straight. And Sean Anderson, 4th on the road, 4th on the timing screen, sorry. He was 4th at Ballaugh, and he is really close to Mike Brown in 3rd place.
Sean Anderson doing a brilliant job. He's been improving every year at the TT. Now, I think this was one of his first races on the pattern, and he's really taken to it with gusto.
Dean Harrison, 2.7 seconds behind McGuinness at Ramsey.
Now John McGuinness, he's chasing hard. Oh, lost the back tyre, left a bit of rubber there on the road. Now that's not from too much horsepower turning the rear tyre, it's just a high-speed slide.
We have a new race leader. Mike Brown leads 0.8 of a second ahead of McGuinness. So McGuinness back to 2nd, Dean Harrison 3rd, and Mike Brown leads.
That is incredible. Now consider this bike, it's single cylinder. It's got considerably less horsepower than that twin. He should not be doing what he's doing out there.
So 3 laps is the race distance. Dean Harrison goes through Bungalow. Here comes John McGuinness. I wonder if he'll be getting boards telling him what's going on. I'm sure he will.
Oh, it's just great to see these 500 classics being pushed so hard, racing so close. All 3 riders leaving nothing on the table. That is a well-tuned 500cc Manx Norton at about 8,000 RPM.
Dean Harrison has continued, but John McGuinness into the pits.
That's right, Dave. The multi-cylinders have to do a compulsory pit stop. foot down, and this is to even out the class, if you like, and give those single-cylinder machines a little more of a chance.
Dean Harrison, new lap record, 111.39 for the Classic Senior.
In Dean Harrison's first ever single-cylinder race, he's never ridden a bike like this before. He's setting the lap record.
Well, having taken the lead, Dean Harrison continues to pull away on the timing sheets ahead of Mike Brown.
Adam McLean been holding a strong fifth place position aboard the Royal Enfield 500. Another well-known mark from the past.
And here is Mike Brown, and he is now 28 seconds behind Dean Harrison.
Just sounded a little bit off tune there, Dave. I'm not sure if that bike is running as well as we're used to.
John McGuinness still third, but Sean Anderson continues to close in. Can Sean Anderson snatch third place from John McGuinness?
It's going to be a challenge, and as we see from that last shot, there's still plenty of damp patches that these riders are going to have to contend with.
Through Solby goes Mike Brown, still in a strong second place. He's got a good 20-second advantage over John McGuinness. Well, there is Dean Harrison, the race leader, coming up onto the mountain, but Sean Anderson has gone third. Sean Anderson is in third place. He's ahead of John McGuinness.
Oh, Dean Harrison, listen to that single. And now here, the much higher revving twin. We've got about almost 60 horsepower from the single-cylinder machines, which is incredible. Closer to 75 horsepower on the bike we see John riding there.
I wonder if John knows he's in a battle for third with Sean Anderson. Here he goes across the tram lines. It's going to be tight. And here is Mike Brown, still in that solid second place. You've got to make it to the finish, though.
Yeah, you do, and you're pushing these old machines so hard, and it's incredible that these single-cylinder machines, the corner speed they're carrying is just absolutely unbelievable.
And this man as well is being absolutely unbelievable as well. He's in second place now ahead of Mike Brown. So Dean Harrison wins the Classic Senior. Question marks, though, about how they're going to finish on the podium. Will Mike Brown be second, third or fourth? Here comes McGuinness across the line. We've got to wait, though, of course, for Anderson and Brown.
Oh, John, another strong ride.
And in fact, Mike Brown takes third place ahead of Sean Anderson. What a finish. John McGuinness in second, but Dean Harrison, our race winner.